a place where we just want to just go slow. We'd like to unwind and read through these books. So tonight we're doing a rerun. I did chapters 7 and 8 of Seneca's On the Shortness of Life. We did that live stream a couple of days ago, and yeah, it wasn't very successful because as I'm sure you saw, I had issues with signal because I was on holiday. I also had issues when it came to sound. But look, if you can hear me clearly, if you can see me clearly, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your experience with my live stream is like for you. So today we are redoing chapters 7 and 8, like two short chapters with a very sharp question at the center of them. If our time, if time is our most valuable possession, why do we give it away so casually? So yeah, before we begin, if you like the stream, give us a tap to just to like the stream if you're joining me live. Follow the page, follow me, Michael Reads. If you enjoy reading the classic books slowly and seriously, and share this stream with someone who has recently said, I just do not have enough time. And tell me in the comments, what has taken most of your time this week? Is it work, family, your phone? Have you spent time in worry? Or have you been resting? Or something else? I mean, it's no judgment. We're just taking inventory of everything together. We're all in this journey and we're all learning together. So yeah, any input that you can give, yeah, it will be considered and it will be appreciated because I'm on this journey too. I don't know everything, and I do not have all the knowledge, but I'm pretty sure that with everything that I'm doing and sharing it with you guys, we all will get that knowledge. So up to this point in this book, Seneca has challenged the common complaint that life is short. His argument is that life is not necessarily too short. Much of it is simply lost, scattered, or handed over to things that do not deserve it. So in chapters 7 and 8, which we'll cover today, he gets more personal. He turns from the general idea of wasted life to the habits, distractions, ambitions, pleasures, and obligations that quietly consume our lives. So yeah, hello Tony Francis. Hello, welcome to this. Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, it is a Saturday evening, so you could have been anywhere else, but you're here with me. So yeah, I hope you do get some insight from the topics that we will cover, and hopefully you'll have something to contribute as well, so that we can all share together and learn from this. So right now I am going to do a live reading of chapter 7, and then we'll have a short little discussion afterwards, and then we'll go into chapter 8, and then after chapter 8 we'll have a little discussion. I will share my thoughts with you guys as to what I think the author is trying to tell us in there. And then, you know, if you can at any point, like Tony is doing now, just put some comments in the comment section. You know, Tony, sorry. Just let us know how any of this is relevant to you. So, chapter 7, on the shortness of life. Among these, I reckon in the first place those who devote their time to nothing but drinking and debauchery. For no men are bruised more shamefully than others, although the glory which they pursue is but a counterfeit, still deserve some credit for their pursuit of it. Though you may tell me of misers, of passionate men, of men who hate, who even wage war without a cause. Yet all such men sin like men, but the sin of those who are given up to gluttony and lust is a disgraceful one. Examine all the hours of their lives. Consider how much time they spend in calculation, how much in plotting, how much in fear, how much in giving and deceiving flattery, how much in entering into recognizances for themselves for others, how much in banquets, which indeed become a serious business. You will see that they are not allowed any breathing time either by their pleasures or by their pains. Finally, all are agreed that nothing, neither eloquence nor literature, can be done properly by one who is occupied with something else. For nothing can take deep root in a mind which is directed to some other subject, and which rejects whatever you try to stuff into it. No man knows less about living than a businessman. There is nothing about which it is more difficult to gain knowledge. Other arts have many folk everywhere who profess to teach them. Some of them can be so thoroughly learned by mere boys that they are able to teach them to others. But one's whole life must be spent in learning how to live, and, which may perhaps surprise you more, one's whole life must be spent in learning how to die. Many excellent men have freed themselves from all hindrances, have given up riches, businesses, and pleasure, and have made it their duty to the very end of their lives to learn how to live, and yet the larger portion of them leave this life confessing that they do not yet know how to live, and still less know how to live as wise men. Believe me, it requires a great man and one who is superior to human frailties not to allow any of his time to be filched from him, and therefore it follows that his life is a very long one, because he devotes every possible part of it to himself. No portion lies idle or uncultivated or in another man's power, for he finds nothing worthy of being exchanged for his time, which he husbands so most grudgingly. He therefore had time enough, whereas those who gave up a great part of their lives to the people of necessity had not enough. Yet you need not suppose that the latter were not sometimes conscious of their loss. Indeed, you will hear most of those who are troubled with great prosperity every now and then cry out amid their hosts of clients, their pleadings in court, and their other honorable troubles, I am not allowed to live my own life. Why is he not allowed? Because all those who call upon you to defend them take you away from yourself. How many of your days have been spent by that defendant, by that candidate or office, by that old woman who is weary with bearing her heirs, by that man who pretends to be ill in order to excite the greed of those who hope to inherit his prosperity, by that powerful friend of yours who uses you to swell his train, not to be his friend. Balance your account and run over all the days of your life. You will see that only a very few days, and only those which were useless for any other purpose, have been left to you. He who has obtained the fasces for which he longed is eager to get rid of them, and is constantly saying, when will this year be over? Another exhibits public games, and once would have given a great deal for the chance of doing so. But now, when, says he, shall I escape from this? Another is an advocate who is fought for in all the courts, and who draws immense audiences, who crowd all the forum to a far greater distance than they can hear him. When says he, will vacation time come? Every man hurries through his life and suffers from a yearning for the future and a weariness of the present, but he who disposes of all his time for his own purposes, who arranges all his days as though they were arranging the plan of his life, neither wishes for nor fears the morrow, for what new pleasure can any hour now bestow upon him? He knows it all and is indulged in it, and even to satiety. Fortune may deal with the rest as she will. His life is already safe from her. Such a man may gain something, but cannot lose anything. And indeed, he can only gain anything in the same way as one who is already glutted and filled can get some extra food which he takes although he does not want it. You have no grounds, therefore, for supposing that any one has lived long because he has wrinkles or grey hairs. Such a man has not lived long, but has only been long alive. Why would you think that a man had voyaged much if a fierce gale had caught him as soon as he left his port, and he had been driven round and round the same place continually by a succession of winds blowing from opposite quarters? Such a man has not travelled much, he has only been much tossed about. Wow, that was chapter 7. So Seneca begins provocatively. He criticizes people absorbed in pleasure, but he does not stop there. He also criticizes people consumed by status, people who are consumed by anger, money, rivalry, social demands, and public recognition. I mean, in other words, he is not simply attacking one kind of lifestyle. He is describing many ways a person can become unavailable to their own lives. So I've got a question I'd like to ask you, those who are on here. Which is more dangerous today? Is it obvious distraction, like endless scrolling, like scrolling on our phones? I mean, we all did it. I used to do it a lot before I started this channel. I decided to make reading a habit of mine, and I decided to share it with all of you out there. So, I mean, is endless scrolling dangerous, or is it a respectable distraction, or is it like being constantly busy and being admired? Is that more dangerous today? I mean, one of the chapter's strongest ideas is that a busy person may be busy with everything except living. That is not the same as saying work or service or ambition or relationships or pleasure are automatically worthless. The author's concern is possession. Uh, do you direct these parts of your life, or do they direct you? Hello, Corey. I'm really well. Hopefully, you all can hear me properly, and my message is coming nicely and clearly through to you. I mean, another powerful moment is the author's claim that it takes a whole life to learn how to live and how to die. It sounds severe, but it may also be compassionate. So, living well is not a trick, a productivity system, or a perfect routine. It is a lifelong practice of attention, judgment, and courage. I mean, I'm just trying to do my best to utilize my time better, because, as the book says, on the shortness of life, life is really short. So think quietly for a moment, if you must. Uh, what is one commitment in your life that gives you energy? And what is one that only keeps you occupied? It doesn't give you any benefit. What keeps you occupied? I mean, leave your comments down below in the comment section, and let me know. So the author then challenges the idea that a long lifespan equals a long life. Someone can reach an old age and still, in his view, have merely existed. Hello, Mr. Pancake Boy. Yeah, I can see you. Hello, hello. Um, so someone can reach that old age still, and in his view, have merely existed rather than lived. His metaphor is memorable. A ship caught in a storm may spend a long time at sea, yet travel a little distance. I'll repeat that. A ship caught in a storm may spend a long time at sea, yet travel very little distance. Lots of motion is not the same as meaningful movement. Right, if you've joined us, Mr. Pancake Boy, we are reading this book on the shortness of life, and we've just gone through chapter 7, where the author is talking about things that can hinder our sort of judgment of life, but and he wants us to live life to the fullest. So he's making us think a lot about all the things that could be stopping us from living our lives to the fullest. So if it's our work commitments, our relationships, are we using our time wisely? But we're only on chapter 7. We have covered all the other chapters of this book from from chapter 1 to chapter 7, and I'm just about to do a quick read on chapter 8. So yeah, if you hang about, you can hear that one as well. So all in all, chapter 7 asks, what is taking your life from you? Chapter 8, however, when we go through it, it asks, why do you keep giving your time away? So I'm just going to do a quick reading of chapter 8. I am filled with wonder when I see some men asking others for their time, and those who are asked for it most willing to give it. Both parties consider the object for which the time is given, but neither of them thinks of the time itself, as though in asking for this one asked for nothing, and in giving it one gave nothing. We play with what is the most precious of all things, yet it escapes men's notice, because it is an incorporeal thing, and because it does not come before our eyes, and therefore it is held very cheap. Nay, hardly any value whatsoever is put upon it. Men set the greatest store upon presents and pensions, and hire out their work, their services, and their care in order to gain them. No one values time. They give it much more freely as though it cost nothing. Yet you will see these same people clasping the knees of their physician as suppliants when they are sick and in present peril of death, and if threatened with a capital charge, willing to give all that they possess in order that they may live. So inconsistent are they. Indeed, if the number of every man's future years can be laid before him, as we can lay that of his past years, how anxious those who found that they had but few years remaining would be to make the most of them. Yet it is easy to arrange the distribution of a quantity, however small, if we know how much there is. What you ought to husband most carefully is that which may run short, you know not when. Yet you have no reason to suppose that they do not know how dear a thing time is. They are wont to say to those whom they especially love that they are ready to give them a part of their own years. They do give them, and know not that they are giving them, but they give them in such a manner that they themselves lose them without the others gaining them. They do not, however, know whence they obtain their supply, and therefore they are able to endure the waste of what is not seen. Yet no one will give you back your years. No one will restore them to you again. Your life will run its course when once it has begun, and will neither begin again or efface what it has done. It will make no disturbance. It will give you no warning of how fast it flies. It will move silently on. It will not prolong itself at the command of a king or at the wish of a nation. As it started on its first day, so it will run. It will never turn aside, never delay. What follows then? Why? You are busy, but life is hurrying on. Death will be here some time or another, and you must attend to him, whether you will or no. Wow, that's a powerful chapter. I mean, here the author focuses on time as something we fail to value because it is invisible. Time is really invisible. I mean, we give it away so easy. We recognize money, property, and possessions because we can count and see them. Time is harder to hold in our hands, so we often treat it as if it costs nothing. If someone asked for an hour tonight, would you think carefully before saying yes? And if an app takes an hour from you, do you notice it in the same way? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. The author notices a contradiction. People may give their time away freely, then become desperate for more time when illness or death comes closer. His point is not to shame people for fearing death, it is to ask why we only see time's value when we feel its supply narrowing. The image at the end is quietly unsettling. Life moves forward without making a sound. It does not announce its speed. It doesn't pause for our plans or reverse its course. While we are engrossed, it continues. That is a difficult thought, but it can also be clarifying. If time is limited, the question is not how to control every minute, it is how to make our choices more conscious. So let's bring these chapters into our ordinary life. I'd love to hear from you all. What do you willingly give your time to? What steals time without giving much back? Is being busy something you feel proud of, trapped by, or maybe both? What would it look like to keep a small part of tomorrow for yourself? So yeah, leave some comments in the comment section, and yeah, I'd like to hopefully get different interpretations on this, just to see what people think. And before we close, let's assess the author fairly. I mean, his central strength is that he exposes a real problem. We often protect money, possessions, and appearances, like I mentioned before, more carefully than attention itself. His language helps us see that a crowded schedule can conceal an unexamined life. His distinction between existing and living is especially valuable. Not because every moment must be exceptional, but because our time should reflect what we truly value. He is also right that external demands can become internal habits. We can become so accustomed to urgency, comparison, approval, and distraction that we no longer ask whether they are worth the cost. But there are limitations to his argument. Seneca often writes as though people have more control over their time than many actually do. Caregiving, poverty, illness, insecure work, discrimination, and other responsibilities can seriously restrict a person's choices. It would be unfair to tell someone working multiple jobs, raising children alone, or managing hardship that their lack of leisure is simply a failure of wisdom. His criticism of pleasure also deserves caution. Rest, celebration, intimacy, entertainment, and enjoyment are not automatically empty or shameful. They can be a meaningful parts of a good life. The more useful version of the author's questions is not, do you ever enjoy yourself? But it is, does pleasure leave you more alive, more connected, and more free? Or does it keep you numb and absent? There's also a tension in Seneca himself. He was a wealthy politician, wealthy politician, and he was connected, a well-connected Roman public figure. So his warnings about wealth, ambition, and public life come from within the world he criticizes. That does not make his observations worthless, but it means we should read him critically rather than treating him as detached from privilege. So, the balanced takeaway today is Seneca gives us a powerful moral vocabulary for attention and deliberate living, but we should apply it with compassion. Not every busy life is self inflicted. Not every pleasure is wasted time. Not every obligation is an enemy of a meaningful life. Perhaps the best question to leave with is, within the limits and responsibilities of my real life, where can I reclaim a little more awareness, choice, and presence? So, tonight's chapters remind us that life does not only disappear in dramatic ways, it can disappear through tiny unexamined exchanges, one obligation, one distraction, one postponement at a time. So for tomorrow, I implore you who's watching, try one small experiment. Protect 30 minutes for something that makes you feel genuinely present. Uh, it's just intentional time, just to yourself. And if this reading today uh, gave you something to think about, please like the stream, follow me at MR Michael Reads, and share it with a reader who might want to join us for the next chapter. And before you go, comment with one word. What do you want more of in your life? Is it time, peace, focus, courage, rest, or is it something else? So I thank you so much to all of you for coming onto the live stream and reading with me. So please take care of your time, and I will be doing the next two chapters on Tuesday and Thursday in the week to come. So I look forward to seeing you then. And those of you who came by and went past, I hope you come back for some more reading. I have covered a few books. This is, I think, my fourth book. So I have a lot of content which I've put in playlists. It's easy for you to find, and you can find all of that and follow it, because we are going through a track where from the start we are just gaining in knowledge, and it will be compounding until we get to the point where we can create the best versions of ourselves. And that's what I intend to do, not just with myself, but with all of you who are watching on here. So I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you and take care, and I'll see you all in the next chapter. Goodbye.